Okay, so we are back for another Australian Collectors Chat, episode 15, A Close Encounter of the Bat Kind. So there's a little bit of a little mishmash of things that we may be talking about today. So we're here again. It's Rob. Nice to see you again, Rob.
Nice to see you, Ryan. Yes, everyone will have to forgive my croaky voice. All I don't know, 2 or 3 people that managed to watch this, you'll have to forgive my croaky voice. I've got a bit of a cold, so I might be interrupted by spasms of coughing throughout the night.
No problem. There we are. No problem at all. We all have it. We all get colds and all that lovely stuff.
Yes, it's that time of year down here. Winter time.
Yep.
Blues around everywhere.
Yeah, we've had a few crappy days over here in Perth as well. So yeah, a lot of people catching colds and trying to infect us. And it's like trying to avoid the freaking plague here.
Yes.
Yeah, a lot of people. It's like a zombie virus. So
yes, that's what it reminds me of as well. Just can't shake it. You just can't get rid of it. You need to find that, like patient zero. Kill the patient zero. Stop the virus at its source. Oh.
Well, anyway, so one thing that viruses have been known to do, and illnesses have been able to kill aliens. Now, on the topic of aliens, a new member of the family, a new addition to your collection.
Yes, so I finally got my piece that I ordered through Pop Culture's 20% off sale here in Australia. Company based down in Melbourne. Pardon me. Took a little while to get here, but it did finally get here. And that is the ECC 1:1 scale grey bust. He's down the other end of the room for now, so I'll just maybe throw up a photo,
right?
Just so folks sort of have an idea of what this character looks like, or what this individual looks like. All right, can we see him now?
Yep, we can see that.
Yeah, that's what he looks like. Is that very handsome fellow has joined the collection. And, these sort of partners goes alongside. There's Steve Wang, the sculptor on the piece. This is the other piece that I have, the Puck, Close Encounters Puck. And they sort of sit together in my collection as bookend type pieces. Very happy with it. It's a really nice piece, beautifully sculpted, and again, it uses that translucent resin for the whole piece. So depending on what light is sort of interacting with the piece, you get a different look out of it. At the moment, it's sitting in a little bit of shade, and it's got a very dark grey hue. But if you put a bit of light on it, it changes quite dramatically in relation to the colour or texturing that it takes on. So it's a really, really nice piece. They have done one more that I've seen a photo of. It's like a king grey alien. It's like this one, but it's a king. And he's got a crown and a few other tassels and things hanging off him. But I won't be picking up that one. These two are enough for me. Sort of, the Close Encounters obviously comes from Spielberg's great UFO contact, alien contact film, and Grey sort of fits in with that whole, Roswell, aliens among us type theme, or the X-Files. That sort of, I've got it displayed in the collection at the moment. And pardon me, they bookend each other really nicely. Now, one thing I will say about it, they both have an ES of 500, so not a huge ES. But the thing about ECC is they never produce their full run of statues. They only ever produce as many as they get orders for. So
Right.
I'm guessing there's not 500 of them. There's certainly not 500 of each of those floating around. I'd say there's probably, of the Close Encounters busts, there's probably only a couple of hundred, I'd imagine. I think it's
Wow.
a pretty rare sort of piece.
Yeah.
Again, not too popular, I'd imagine. You'd have to be a real hardcore fan of the film to, I think, for folks to pick up that piece. And
Yeah.
I've heard there's about 300 of the greys floating around. So that's nice to know.
Yeah.
Nice. You get a nice of course, being ECC, you get a nice big certificate of authenticity to go with the piece.
Yeah.
I'm going to get framed and I'll put up somewhere eventually.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
been my week in collecting. How about yourself?
Myself, I haven't got any new pieces, but I've recently am the proud owner now of the Nightmare Batman Hot Toys figure.
Mm-hmm.
It was a exclusive. What they did is, because they held it back for a while, and basically showed nothing of it, which was odd. And it turns out all along they held it back, the Nightmare Batman, to put it as like a fair exclusive.
Mm-hmm.
So that came up on Sideshow the other day, and I've put a pre-order down for that now. So now I've got all three Batmans on order now, so I'm very happy about that. It looks fantastic. I mean, if I can pull up a picture here, I've got some
That's your first order for Comic-Con this year. San Diego.
Sorry?
Comic-Con. That's your first order from San Diego Comic-Con this year.
More or less, yes. And there's some great stuff coming out of Hot Toys at the moment. Hang on, I'll just have a look. Just trying to find it on here. There's a few Batman and DC related stuff coming out at the moment that looks very nice.
There's another premium format dropped through the week. You see that one?
Yeah. Yes, I saw that. It's very nice. Okay.
Yeah, we'll have a look at that a little bit later.
No problem. We'll do that. Just a second. I'm just going to try and there we go. Screen share. Entire screen. There we go. Okay. And here we are. Anyway, so this is the Nightmare Batman.
Mm-hmm.
It's a few new pictures they've put up for him now. Very happy with him. I think he looks fantastic. I think the likeness to Affleck is bang on.
Yeah.
Bang on the money. Comes with the rifle. And I don't know if you ever picked this up in the film, Rob, but on the rifle, round about here, Joker card strapped to it.
Oh, no, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so it's got like a Joker card on the back. Yeah, so it comes with the binoculars, the guns, the pistol. A bit of trouble loading it at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go. Should load. Here we go. It's in a pose. And then there's another one. I'll just try and get some more. So it's got this extra added mouth as well. Ben Affleck likeness as well. Again, another one sort of pose. Looks like it's going to have good posability. Like I said, very happy with the weathering. I don't know if you can see there now a bit more of the Joker.
Oh, yeah.
Card. Yeah. So it's just on the back. again, another shot. Just trying to get a. So there you are, more of an angry-looking face, which looks really nice.
Yeah, it does look good.
Yes, really happy to own him. It's one that I wanted to get all of them, and I'm glad I've been able to. And I didn't risk anything. As soon as I saw it on there, I pre-ordered it instantly. I didn't want to take any chances because, you know, the market at the moment and people taking the piss, you know. But again, you see the weathering on the goggles.
Yeah,
Really nice. You got the face again, detailing is just amazing. Again, another look at the bats, and then you got that one, and I think there should be another picture showing. So you get this extra look. You get that one, which is more like it's like a kind of relaxed mid-talking maybe or something. You know what I mean? Sort of look.
yeah.
Got the just normal look, and then you've got the angry look, so you get a few options there, which is great. And I'm wondering as well if they work on the other Batmans as well, which would be cool. I'd be very happy with that if they did that, but you never know.
Isn't it
and then basically
how much Batman stuff has come out of that film?
I know,
like 80% Batman, 20% Wonder Woman, Superman.
Yeah,
everyone's been saying the best thing about the film was Affleck and his portrayal.
Yeah,
and the Batman stuff is the strongest part of the film, and well, that's what I think.
Yeah,
I don't know. Well, you know, obviously Batman, I'm sure, sells better than Superman in terms of collectibles, regardless. But it's just an interesting little take on the film that so much of it's centered around Batman. To be expected.
Yeah, I think as well a big thing with it being centered around Batman is when the Man of Steel film came out, a lot of the stuff, the Hot Toys stuff from that didn't sell. And a big one being that at the time Superman, he's especially with Hot Toys and stuff, he's not a massive, like compared to Batman, he's just not a seller. Say doesn't have the audience there, whereas Batman will just sell like hotcakes. So Hot Toys, you know, it's like the Iron Man stuff, they will take advantage of the licenses. So, and the fact that you get 3 different appearances of Batmans, and then they did that exclusive armored Batman as well, you know, the chrome one. So they're going to take advantage, you know.
Aren't they?
Yeah,
he is the DC version of Iron Man, isn't he? Of Hot Toys. I just keep pumping them out.
That's it. And like I said, I love the film. I love Superman in the film. I love Wonder Woman in the film, and I probably am going to pick up a Wonder Woman. But Batman, no one can argue Batman sells, and that's why they're pushing Batman more than anything. You know, Batman is something. I think it's a lot with the character. He's relatable. He's human because he's human. You know what I mean? And he's just a man. He's not got superpowers, and it's just things like that. That's some of the factors going into it. But but here we've got, like I say, all the accessories it comes with. So you see, you got the gun, then the pistol, then you got the poncho, and it's showing it going around his mouth. You got the mouth expressions showing back and front of the figure. Got the binoculars, and I don't know if you can see, but the base actually rises up of the Batman Superman. Really nice.
I wish the base was a little bit more of a diorama type of setup.
Yeah,
just the sort of stock standard base with a symbol on it. I wish it had a little bit more of the environment that sequence takes place in. It'd be nice. I'm sure someone will come up with a good mock-up for it though.
Yeah, it's one of them as well. Sometimes they try and get them like this to keep them uniform, and then because sometimes we have a thing with the community. Well, I think we all do in every community. From what I hear, anyway, you can't satisfy everyone. You know what I mean? So I think a lot of people, especially with these, anyway, for some people, because of how they look, you can sort of like when you on a display, you can join the stands together and they all look like they fit together. So I think that's what they were going for with that. But I do agree. While I like these,
do an alternate base. Do 2 bases. They do that sometimes, don't they?
Yeah, and I totally, like I said, there was, they could have done that. Could have happened. But unfortunately, they've just gone with that. But like I said, I like that base anyway. I think it's a little bit more going on than some of the other bases they've done recently from Hot Toys. So at least there's a little bit more, you know what I mean? Something unique, little bloody gimmick about it. But yeah, so anyway, I ordered that and a new release, as I'll just show you. I'll get your take on it. Now, I know me and you are still skeptical about
the film. I saw this through the week as well. I saw
both. We'll take a look at
the Jump Trooper and the
Yes, yeah, it's very nice as well. We'll have a look. Hang on just a second. I'm very impressed. As much as like I said, I'm not 100% sold on Leto yet. Nice figure. I get a bit. I mean, the likeness is great on it again. And it's cool. It's a unique one with a, sort of the suit. Again, the only thing is with the film, I don't know if you agree with me on this at all, but I, as I said a bit before about Suicide Squad being like slapping straight in your face now, like this is what we're doing. It's like this Arkham on his leg where it says Arkham.
Yeah,
it just seems very cosplay for me personally. Like it's not very prison-like, is it? You know what I mean? Like uniform, but I guess. But it looks great. The weathering's really nice.
Good.
The head sculpt is great. You get a little bit of a close-up there of the tattoo work on him. So he's got like a star there on his face, and
I do have the tattoos. Remember when the first photos of him leaked and he had all the tattoos and everyone sort of moaned and cussed and criticized the fact that he had damage on his forehead, and well, here's the if we ever needed proof besides all the other bits and pieces, well, here it is.
I don't know if you knew, I got told this, but on his teeth, you can see it, but I don't know if you can see, there's writing on his teeth and it actually says Joker on his teeth. So that was something that someone told me.
I guess it fits in with a tattoo on the forehead that's about as as subtle as I don't know.
So, like I say, you've got the tattoo on the neck there, and all that. But overall, nice looking figure. It's definitely a Suicide Squad surprises me, and it turns out to be a good film. Then sure, may get it. I think it's, like I say, as far as pieces go, it's very nice. He just looks fantastic. Look at that. But I have a feeling as well later on.
Isn't it?
Yeah, beautiful. But I have a feeling later we're going to be getting another Joker with another outfit.
Oh, sure. It'd be nice to have, talking about the Joker, I've got a piece to show you later of another Joker, but to have the Hot Toys Nicholson, Ledger, and now the Leto, all together, it'd make a nice little theme display. Put the Jokers in front and their various Batman behind them. Have a nice little display. You're just missing the Cesar Romero. They just need to do a Cesar Romero for you, Ryan, and then you could even include your Adam West in that.
That's it. I would dig that. It's
come on, Hot Toys, do a Cesar Romero.
That's it. Get around to it. So shall we have a look at, and on the topic of Batman while we're here, do you want to have a look at the premium format?
Yeah, you might as well throw it up.
Let's have a look. Now, interesting enough, me and yourself actually.
Just what the world needs, another Batman premium format.
But we really liked, and I think we gave it Batfigure the week, the armored Batman, didn't we?
Yes.
A few months ago, and it is a really nice piece. So I wanted to get your thoughts on this. What's your opinion on this compared to the armored Batman that you were pretty impressed with that?
I like it. I like it. The first thing that popped into my head was, would it be nice to have the armored and this sitting side by side against each other? How good would they look together?
Yep. Yeah.
I think it looks great.
Yeah. I'm the same. I think.
Of course, being Sideshow, you want to see how it comes out of the factory and how the sort of factory piece stands up against the prototype, because their prototypes are always, knock you for six. They're always very, very nice, but they're obviously production pieces can sometimes leave a little bit to be desired. But I mean, what I'm looking at right now, I really impressed by it.
Yeah, and I quite like it myself. I think it's very nice. I think as far as Sideshow standards go, that's pretty good to Ben Affleck as well.
That's right. I think the sculpt on it's pretty good. It's only going to have, I think, mixed media cape. I think that was the mixed media component on it.
I'd say so, yeah. And I'd say, judging by it's got a bit of a wire in there as well. But yeah, it's nice. I mean, it just looks nice from what I'm looking at. The base makes sense with it being, because it's from the end of the film, which is cool. Weathering on the cape looks nice. Let's have a look. Yeah, that looks Evolve. What's your
exclusive is a Batarang?
Yeah, that's it.
It has to be a Batarang. Oh, there we are.
There we are. So what's your thought on the exclusive Batarang? Do you think it's a must-have, or do you think it's whatever sort of one?
I think it's nice from a display perspective. From a Sideshow manufacturing perspective, it's piss weak, as per usual. I mean, that really should be something that comes stock standard with every piece.
Yeah.
I've got a photo later, I don't know if you saw it, of this item, but someone's already talking about custom pieces for it, custom switch outs for it, and they've got a grapple gun in that hand, switch out right hand, a grapple gun, and a newspaper from the film, but we'll look at those a little bit later. But really set the piece off, make it look even better. But it's a nice piece. I don't have no complaints about it at all.
No.
It's one of those pieces I think you really do want to wait until it comes out, and just to see how it turns out. If it turns out well, then all good. If Sideshow drops the ball on it, then stay far away. And I guess the reality is, we joke about the amount of Batman premium formats that they've made, and pardon me, the amount of Batman hot toys have produced. I guess the fact that they're pumping out so many means you do have the luxury of just sitting back and waiting and seeing exactly what they're going to put out. And if you don't like what they're doing, well, it's a very, very easy pass, because you can be damn well sure that someone else will get a hold of the license and they'll be doing something similar very soon. Sideshow do it. Prime One will probably do it. If Prime One don't do it, XM will probably do it. Which is can only be a good thing for collectors.
Yeah, like I said, as far as new pieces go, I think the Batman v Superman stuff from Sideshow's been the stronger ones. I still really like the armored one, and I'd say the armored one for me has the edge just because it's a bit different. But this is great, you know. I mean, it's got a similar pose to the Arkham Batman a bit.
Yes, that was one of the things that first popped into my head as well when I saw it. It looks very similar to the Arkham, and it's even got if you go back to the shot of his head, it even has the same, you know, body. Then you put the cape on, then you put the head and the sort of neck piece over the cape design. That the Arkham, there it is there, that one. It's got the same sort of design as the Arkham Batman's got, which I don't like. And I've seen it in person, and I like it even less seeing it in person. It doesn't work. For mine, I didn't like the separation. It just didn't work at all. It looks like two pieces have been put together rather than having a continuous flow from the head through the neck down into the torso, like the Keaton does.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got the Keaton as well, and that works in the same way, but the Keaton has a much deeper cowl that goes all the way down and covers the torso. So you don't get that separation effect, and the fact that it's all one shade of black helps as well.
Yeah. That's it. But yeah, so there are similarities, and I think for originality, I'd go to the armored one a bit more. But overall, it's a pretty. I think, you know, anyone that doesn't like it, you know, well, I find it hard to find, you know, to see anyone that doesn't like it. I mean, I'm sure there are people out there that don't like it, but you know. Can't please everyone.
It's a nice enough piece. It doesn't blow me away or anything. And I think it's a case of like we've talked about. It's another Batman, and there are lots of Batman to choose from at the moment, and there's going to be many more, I'm sure.
Yeah, that's it. And you know, like I said, I think that more wow. It goes to the armor just because it's got the light up features, and again, it's a different looking Batman. It's one that hasn't really been done before.
Yes.
That big, I think the exclusive for the armored Batman's better as well with the gun, big gun that he has. It just stands out better, like you said. Whereas this one's a bit piss weak, that one actually makes a difference. You know, and it does look like you're getting an exclusive. But yes, you know, overall nice piece. You know, I'm not complaining. I think if anyone grabs this and it turns out like this, I think they'll be happy with it. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what the price is when it comes out.
Yes.
499.
500. Pretty typical for Sideshow now. It seems to be that sort of current sort of average price point for one of these things. So what's that for us? That's about 650-ish, 700-ish Australian before shipping. Not cheap at all. You really, really want to like it a lot.
Yeah.
To be paying that kind of coin for it.
It says here it's 20 inches high, 15. Its weight, so it's 6.8 kgs. Seems all right, you know. No complaints.
I wonder if they'll do another. Again, going back to Superman, I wonder if they'll do another Superman to go with it. I have a sneaking suspicion that they won't.
Yeah, you never know, but the thing is, as well, it's gets, you know what I mean? They're nowhere near as good as someone like Hot Toys for that, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, the last one they did, the Man of PVC, was that was a I think the best way you can describe that was a bit of a dud. Maybe not a bit of a dud, maybe a lot of a dud.
Yeah. And we got the first order premium format as well. I'll have a look at that. Have you seen this?
Yeah, I had a look at that when it popped up originally.
Just give it a bit of time. Yeah. Let's have a look at it.
I think that's another $500 piece.
Yep. Yep, it's 500.
Yeah, it's a bit.
Let's have a look at it anyway. I've not seen anything for this, so this is my first time seeing this.
Well, I'll let you look at it and then I'll comment.
Okay. So we've got a removable blaster. Pointed that as if it's a statue, but let's see if I. Let's have a look a bit more. Not look too bad from that angle. Yeah, I wouldn't have it from that angle, but it's all right. Let's have a look. Yeah, I get a bit of the original Stormtrooper pre-format vibe, where it's like boxes. It looks like a Stormtrooper, and you know,
yes,
all that shit. It's a bland pose, and for $500, if I went to go between that or the Batman, just on pure pose and shit like that, I would go the Batman, hands down. You know, I mean, like I say, it looks nice and all, and it's not like it looks like a pile of shit or anything like that. Yeah, the base, what it's from, but I feel the base somehow. I don't remember the floors looking like that.
I wonder if these parts, these white bits, light up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be nice if you did.
Might elevate the piece a bit more. I'm going to go and assume that the head's on a swivel. Just by going back there, so you can turn the head. I have a feeling that's what it's going to be.
Probably on some kind of ball joint, so you've got, pardon me, limited articulation on it.
Yeah. I think it looked nice next to the Kylo Ren. But yeah, it's for me, it's a die-hard Force Awakens fan. Then I think it'll be your alley, or if you're just looking to get a, it's not a wow piece. It's nothing fantastic, blow your mind sort of quality, but I think it's just down to personal preference with this. But yeah, I mean, what are your thoughts on it?
Yeah, well, you pretty much summed it up for mine. It's I'll pick the word out that came to mind. Pardon me, as you were talking about it, that is bland. I think it's just bland is a very good way to describe it. There's nothing about it that sort of makes you go, wow. It's just it's pretty stock standard. It's very nice. but there's nothing about it that is going to blow anyone's socks off, is there? I mean, it's
No.
that's a, I think, pretty typical sort of sideshow piece now. It does what it has to do and no more than that.
Yeah, I
And
totally agree with that.
That's, you know, it's not bad, it's not great. Like most sideshow pieces now, it's, you know, probably at least 10% overpriced, probably 20% overpriced. But
Yeah.
you know, people make that judgment themselves, and if they want it in the collection, go ahead and get it. I will say though, not long before they put this thing up for pre-order, they put up the Sand Trooper premium format for pre-order, which is more detailed than this and has an environmental base, and you know, has a few, you know, has obviously the bigger backpack, the bigger rifle, and I think that price on that was $420, I think. So it was a fairly hefty. Maybe you can go back and find it, and we'll have a quick look at it just as a comparison. You know, I think it was maybe 420, 450, something like that, but it was a fairly hefty jump in price between the two. And It seems like you're getting a lot less for the one that's a lot more expensive.
I'd say,
Make of that what you will. I don't know, maybe it's got something to do with licensing, who knows? I doubt it. It's probably more just sideshow, or just, you know. They know they've got something that's got a little heat behind it, it's got a little hype behind it, and there it is there. Yep. And you know, they're gonna gouge people where they're able to.
yeah. For this piece, it's a nice piece. I'm just trying to think now what it was and my gripe was with it. I think it looked a little too cartoonish. I think that's what it was for me. Strange. I'll see if I can get a picture up.
What are you on this Tasmanian internet tonight or something, are you?
Oh, God knows.
Need to pedal a bit faster, Ryan. Pedal faster.
Here we go. Internet's usually fast. I don't know if it's with the weather as well. But yeah, so I think it was, I don't know, this, I just think it looks a bit cartoony. Like it looks like the legs are too big for the upper part of the body. And yeah, I don't know what it's bizarre. I don't know. It looks nice and all right. It's just not a terrible piece. I don't know what the fuck that is. Whatever that is, cool. But
I think that's a Womp Rat.
Right. I never saw any of them in the film. But yeah, I mean, it's got more going. I don't get why this is cheaper than the First Order, for sure. It's a load of crap. That this should be more expensive of the two. But like I said, I don't know. It's just none of them look particularly great, do they? You know what I mean? Like, I don't think any I'll blow your socks off of the Stormtroopers anyway. Oh, well, the only one I do like is the Snow Trooper and the Scout Trooper. I think those two are very nice. Out of all of them, I think, yeah, the Snow Trooper and Scout are the nicest, and the only reason I say that is because the bases, I think the base is a little bit more creative. The poses are a little bit more creative on both of them as well. Whereas with these ones, they're just sort of straight up and down, you know, just same old, same old. I mean, the base is nice, and I think the weathering is great for the most part. Nothing wrong with that. I just think the poses are, you know, very, I don't know. I think it's one that would fit with multiple. You know, like if you had multiple troopers all together, then it would complement it more. But it's not a piece I go out my way to purchase, just because, you know,
No.
it's just
General Giant are doing the same piece for their 1/6 statue line. And, it's pretty similar to that, but obviously it's a lot. Actually, I don't think it's that much less. Actually, I think it's about $350. I think I got it on pre-order somewhere. But anyway, General Giant, so it probably won't come out for about 3 years or something.
Yeah.
Won't have to worry about it. Look at all that. Look at all those exclusives that are still up for pre-order. All over the place.
Yeah, I'm not surprised with that one. That one was a piece of shit.
Look, all of them. Exclusive Joker, exclusive Gamora, exclusive Phoenix, exclusive Ms. Marvel, exclusive Lex Luthor. All of them still up for pre-order.
Like I say, it doesn't surprise me with the Heath Ledger Joker, because that's not Heath Ledger, that's cosplay. That's Keith Ledger. No, that's
his brother, Keith. That's right, yes.
Yeah. His brother Keith. I mean, that's not fucking Ledger. I'll show you what fucking... I could pull my Hot Toys figure up right now, and I'll show you what fucking Heath Ledger looks like. And it ain't this shit. But again,
go up a little bit for me. Go up a little bit for me, please.
And up. Yeah.
That's it. So that's Supergirl still on order. Armored Batman, Sand Trooper exclusive. Go up again. What else have we got in there? Oh, we've got the. Oh, it's the what is it? Lee Merriweather, is it?
Yeah.
That one. Another one. Yeah.
Got the Batman, Adam West.
Mm-hmm. Kylo Ren, of course, in the First Order. Yeah, it's interesting. There's things that we're coming around to Comic-Con 2016, and we have pieces that were shown in 2015, and the exclusive is still up for pre-order. Near enough to a year after it was shown. I think that's interesting and maybe telling as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's like the this Darth Maul. I think this is a pretty fucking bland piece as well.
Yes, bland is the word, definitely.
I heard some people they're having a bit of a, you know, like going all mad over it, going, "Oh, it's fantastic, and that's the best Darth Maul ever," and I'm like, well, and that looks terrible. Lightsaber, like that looks like frigging.
It's supposed to line up.
That's bad. Come on.
It's the Kylo Ren in this one at the moment don't have light up lightsabers, which is just, you know, when you think what is the Kylo Ren, $570, and it doesn't have a light up lightsaber, that's ridiculous.
Yeah. Frigging base
so much cheaper.
Yeah,
and
like
again,
a
the
black
exclusive on it is shocking. Yes, and you've got this thing, I don't even know what that is.
A frisbee in it.
Yeah, so it looks like it.
Just about, they thought, oh, what can we do to get a base?
It looks like an upturned black plate or something, doesn't it?
Oh, looks like turd. And like I think the problem is as well, people will buy these and then they complain, and Yeah,
I mean,
look
they
at
really
that.
want to do it. I mean, yeah, that's just no, that's just not even trying, is it? Really? I mean, you think
Not
they
really.
could have? You could have done that. You know, the iconic Darth Maul pose would have been the one shot everyone remembers from the Phantom Menace, the one that really was the big seller in the trailer, where he's in front of the doors open, and he, you know, hold his lightsaber double-ended, and the two blades pop out. You know, you could have done that pose with a little bit
Yeah.
of environment. The the hangar that they were in at the time. You know, how
Yeah.
good would that have been rather than this? You know, it's a nice enough piece, but it's really.
I don't know
It's,
about you,
you know what it is. You know what it is, Ryan. It's
but
Sideshow. They don't want to make those iconic pieces anymore because they want to sell you Darth Maul not once. They want to sell you Darth Maul 5 times.
pretty much. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Why sell it to a customer once when you can sell it to them 5 times?
Yeah. And it's like this.
That's the mentality that drives the creation of pieces like this.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
it's bleeding obvious. You just do that iconic scene, do it with a good environmental base, light up, and it'd be the only Darth Maul anyone would want in their collection. It'd be the only one you need.
I mean, look at this. I mean, the base. This looks like, yeah, I don't know about you, but this looks like it was meant to be silver, and then this is black. This was meant to be silver, but they just thought, fuck it.
Maybe they ran out of silver paint. Fuck it, just paint it black. Ran out of silver paint today.
It's not even the same tone black as this. This is one black, and that's like other black. It's like they ran out of paint after they did this and went, fuck it, just do whatever you have, just go over it. And then they're like, but what about making the cast? You know, what about the colors blending in? And they're like, who gives a fuck? These fuckers will buy it anyway. Who gives a But,
have you seen Spinal Tap? You must have seen Spinal Tap, surely.
which one's that? Sorry?
Spinal Tap.
Spinal Tap. A film. I'm not sure. Describe it. Who's in it again?
Directed by Rob Reiner. Stars Christopher Harry Shearer. You wouldn't have seen it, but it's a piss take on heavy metal bands of the 80s. Go and watch it. It's fucking hilarious. It is so funny. It's like a mockumentary, but it was one of the first mockumentaries around. Go and watch it. It's so fucking funny. But they have this album. They create this black album, and it's like the cover is blacker than black kind of thing. It's really funny stuff. That bass reminds me of their album cover. There's your assignment for the week. Go and watch Spinal Tap. Very funny.
Oh god. Yeah, that makes me. Do you know what? I think Sideshow has been having a rough time lately. I don't think they had access to LucasArts library and files and stuff onto the information on Star Wars, so they modeled this off the Kmart exclusive Darth Maul fucking lightsaber.
That's where they got it from. They just got it from like one of those jumbo figures and just sort of it'll do. That'll do.
Anyway, who gives a fuck? But yeah, it's just a whole bunch of fucking lazy. And you know, the beauty of this is they can get this now. They can use this main body here, and they can just create another generic statue copy with it. It's nice. Not too Darth Maulish that they can't replicate it and use it for something else.
Well, it's probably come from something else to begin with.
Yeah. But look at that there. Can you see? Fucking blade. I don't know. When people buy these.
It's just the word is bland. Maybe that's what this chat should have been called, the bland chat.
Yeah. The Close Encounter of the Bland Kind, something like that. But yeah, I don't care. I mean, what makes this picture great is the background.
Talking about reusing bodies, I've heard, the Superman premium format that Sideshow have done, the comic one.
Yeah.
That is the body on that was actually just taken straight from the old Captain America premium format.
Oh, God.
Which is right there.
Hang on a second. I'll stop sharing. And there we are. Which one is that? Sorry?
That one there. That's what I've heard. I don't have any concrete evidence, but that's what I've heard.
That's bad. You know what? Now looking at it, it kind of looks like that. If you just look at it, they've both got
the. Hang on, I'll grab an image. They've both got the same one leg up. Well, yeah, Captain Morgan pose, which is pretty typical for Sideshow. But
yeah.
Let's put this up here. Captain. Format. I wonder which one we're going to get. Okay. Let's click on that, and then we'll pull that down, and then we'll go back and screen share that.
I'll present you into the screen well, so it doesn't go off the screen.
Hang on, it's got to pop up on my feed.
Come on.
Bloody Google Plus makes it so difficult.
Damn you to Google Craft.
Okay, there it is. It should be working now.
Okay, I'll just present you. There we are. So it just stays on you now. There we are.
So,
right.
This is the old Captain America. Okay. That's just a reg version. Yeah. And let's go back here and let's put in Superman and see what he looks like. And if we get something on a profile, not Chris Reeve. Oh, what's going on here? This is probably a good one. There we are. Very similar.
Yeah, almost too. The only thing that makes it look different is the fact that it's not wearing gloves, so the gloves don't change the shape of the arms, but that is more or less copy and paste.
Well, the arms are a little different, but otherwise, let's go back. That's what we got here, and they're not even that. That's right, not even that different. If you sort of take this arm down, get rid of this glove, and just have the arm come down, sculpt a fist on here instead of the open palm, and take this one straight down. Look at the head going up. We go back to Superman. I wonder if we can find a reg with the reg head. Here we are.
Very, very similar.
It's very similar, isn't it? And they're very similar in size as well. Everyone talks about the Batman, the black and grey, the modern Batman being very big. This one here being very big, and he is. He's huge. He's bigger than Superman. No, I've never read no comic where bloody Batman was that much bigger than Superman. So it wouldn't surprise me.
I mean, I know Ben Affleck's bigger than Henry Cavill, but it's like Henry Cavill's 6 foot and Batman's like 6'3", so it's even though like one's taller.
That there gives you a good example. Look how much bigger the bat. Look how much. There's his bottom. His boot is here.
Yeah.
And the top of his head is like in line with Superman. Look at the size of his thighs. Jesus Christ. So anyway, That's at least what I've heard. I've got no concrete evidence to prove that, but what I heard was yeah, Sideshow are not strangers to reusing elements that they've created in the past.
Yeah. Yeah, like I still like your Captain America. I think it's nice, and I think the Superman is a nice piece as well.
Yeah, they're both really nice. They're both nice.
Yeah.
That cap, I love that cap. This one here.
Yeah.
Ooh. If the house was on fire and I could only grab one piece, that'd be the piece I'd take.
Yeah.
Over everything. That'd be the one piece I'd grab. Yep.
No, it must be good then.
It was a favourite piece in my collection when I got it, and it still is the favourite piece, most favourite piece in my collection. I love it.
Yeah.
It epitomises beautifully Captain America, old school cap. Yeah. Oh God, that was well. You have that piece in your collection. You don't need another Captain America. That's the only one you need. You get that. That's all you need. Okay. While I'm presenting, shall we look at some more photos?
Sure. Yeah.
Keep it going. I'll throw up some photos that I collected through the week. We might start off actually not there. I don't want that in there. Let's open this in. What are we going to open? And see if this works. Okay, can you see that? Am I still presenting Superman? Oh no, hang on, I'll have to throw it up. Here we go. All right, how's that?
Yep, that's coming up great. Oh wow.
Okay, that's the Batman we were just looking at, and this is one of the custom pieces that I was talking about. This is what someone's come up with. They're going to do this little paper from the film. You let your family die.
Oh, well, that's awesome.
It'll be a much nicer exclusive than what Sideshow are offering. There's another one. I wonder if I've got it up next. No. Okay. Now there is another one I'll show you. It'll come up later, but I don't know where it is and what order it comes in. But there's a grappling gun as well, which looks really nice. That goes with this little thing. This is the Wolverine, brown Wolverine that Sideshow have done. This is in-hand pictures. So this is what folks are going to get out of the box. It's the regular, of course. The exclusive has a switch out right hand with the sword. Come out okay. I don't like the fact that he doesn't have hairy arms, man. It's just even the old PF. I've got the old PF here, and even that has got hair all over his arms. I don't know who this Wolverine's been seeing. Maybe he's a
very well waxed Wolverine.
Yeah, it's the man of wax or something.
Yeah.
Everyone who complained about the head sculpts on the prototype are still complaining about the head sculpts on the piece in hand. Everyone who liked the head sculpts on the prototype are saying it looks good. So, again, personal preference. I think it looks okay.
Yeah.
I've got it on order. I'm going to display the mask portrait on this because I have the original premium format with the unmasked portrait.
Yeah.
So I think this one I'll go with the mask portrait and the exclusive hand. I think I've got a couple more. No, it's the only one of him. This is a new picture of, who do you think that's meant to be?
Chris Evans, so I assume it's trying to be because of the suit.
Yes.
But,
do you think it comes anywhere near close to Chris Evans?
well, I'm looking at my Hot Toys figure and I'm looking at that. I would say no. Not really.
That's what everyone else is saying. No go, Joe. And this piece has been in development for, have a guess how long, Ryan? Have a guess how long this piece has been in development for. How long ago did Winter Soldier come out?
Oh, I would say about 3 years at the least.
Mm-hmm. This is going on 2 years now in development, this piece, and that's what Sideshow have just put up in terms of this is what you're going to get, folks. So 2 years for that. We don't need to say anything else. The picture speaks for us. Bye-bye. Yeah. I don't know who that is. Captain America's Chris Evans stunt double or something. Yeah. Okay, we did get this through the week. This was, I guess, the big announcement from Sideshow for their
not seen this.
Upcoming Comic-Con. This is the Killer Croc premium format figure that everyone went bananas on. He does have a change of head, and if you look very carefully at the picture here, you can see the seam running down here.
Okay.
Which it's a bit better than the Hulks that they recently did, one of which I've got behind me, the grey one. But it's you can see it here, so it's not going to be totally hidden. Obviously, there has been confirmed there is a switch out head, but there aren't any photos of it yet. So I guess we'll wait for Comic-Con. There he is.
Ooh, beautiful.
Yeah, it looks nice.
It's creepy as well. It's a bit like the Arkham one a bit.
Yes, that's what people have been saying. It's sort of a mishmash of various designs, but it leans heavily on the Arkham version. I like it. I was never this character was never on my radar in terms of Batman Rogues Gallery. But depending on how much they ask for it, I might get it. I think it looks really nice.
I think I'm with you there as well. I've been wanting somebody to do a Killer Croc, either 1/6 or quarter scale for some time now. And like I said, the Prime one they did was good, but the Arkham Knight one I'm not as big a fan of. If they do the Origins one from Batman Arkham Origins, then maybe. But this right here is perfection. Like that is what we want, because you don't want him to lose that human element to him. But he's
yes. I agree. I think it looks. I'm actually, out of everything that all companies have shown so far for Comic-Con, this is probably the closest I've gotten to sort of saying yes, I'm probably going to pick this up. And like I said, this character was not on my radar at all in terms of Rogues Gallery. It was. But I think it's turned out really nice. I like it a lot. I've got to say, I'm surprised at how much I do like it.
He ticks all the boxes because if you think about it, it's sculpt. There's a lot of sculpt there. You're getting a lot of sculpt. The figure itself looks brilliant. The paint apps looks fantastic. The head sculpt looks really good. It looks eerie. It looks scary. You know what I mean? Like it's a creepy fucking thing.
Yeah.
Got mixed media again, and then the base. It's a diorama. It's telling a story. Telling a story. You know what it looks like now, and makes me think. It reminds me. I don't know if you've read the comic, but it's Earth One Batman, and in that comic, it's I actually have it here. I could probably pull it out and show you in a second. But it depicts in this is he's freak. He lives in the sewers, like it seems to show here. He's not evil. He ends up helping out Batman. He's actually like a kind soul, but he's messed up. You know what I mean? And he looks very much like that. And there's a bit where he gets like shot at in it, and this looks like the bit where he's sort of turning around. Sort of like, what the fuck are you doing? Sort of look, That's what it looks like to me. It was very Earth One. I mean, if I can find the comic, I'll show you in a bit.
Yeah. But I love the bandages on the hands as well. I'd love if that was mixed media. I think it'll probably be sculpt, but I'd love that mixed media. And the belt.
Yeah, the belt that looks like it's mixed media. Just by judging. I love the water effects as well. We might have Predator maquette water effects maybe. And the sewage bit of
Yeah, and the best part about it is it's only 20 inches high because he's got this hunched over pose.
Again, that's brilliant.
So it's a space
Yeah,
saver as well. 20 inches, that's great. You know,
I
winner,
don't
chicken dinner.
Yeah, and I don't think it's going to have leaning problems because its feet seem very firmly on the ground.
Mhm.
It's. I think if I had to pick a bat figure of the week for this week, something Batman related, I would pick this because I think this is fantastic.
Yeah, that's good. I
Brilliant
agree.
pick.
I agree. We've been harping on about bland poses and blandness from Sideshow, but here's something that's, you know, and they still do it, don't they? Every now and again, they
Yeah.
still put out something that does tick all the boxes, and I think this is it. And it's interesting, isn't it, now that, you know, Sideshow, modern Sideshow, tend to do these types of knockout pieces with those, let's say, B, C, D level characters, not the
Yes.
A-grade characters anymore. The
Funny you
A-grades
say
are all...
Yeah. I say it's funny you say that because they did that with the Lobo.
Yes.
And now they've gone and done this.
It's exactly the same piece I thought of when I saw this. Lobo, all over again.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, I'm very tempted when this comes up for pre-order. If it's a decent price, like you've just said, I may consider buying this.
Yes,
that's how good it looks. If it comes out looking like this, and I hope to God it does, please come out brilliant. I mean, I have a feeling it will. But yeah, that is like I say, it's sold. You know what I mean? That's sold me. And they haven't had to do any flashy pictures where they've put some bullshit background in or anything.
No funny lights. It's just straight black drapes, done.
No bullshit. That sold me. That's what it should do.
Oh, yes, I agree. I think it's a winner. It's a good piece.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Best thing I've seen from I think any company.
You look at the scene, Rob. If you look at the neck there, your light. You can't tell me that looks super noticeable because I can't pick it out really. I mean, you get a rough idea.
It is there, but well, this is the thing. They've actually, the Hulk is just this straight sort of scene, but here they've actually tried to run it into all the scales and or creases and wrinkles in his neck, so it actually looks like it's one piece.
Yeah.
What I'd be worried about is one of the things, not so much the line, the crease, or the join there, is those Hulks that we're talking about that have the same sort of feature with the swap out heads. The body and the head were painted very differently on some. Mine's got it where you've got a slightly different shade of grey to the body. Some were really, really different. Just depended what you got out of the box, of course, but that would be probably my primary concern, that you get that sort of, because they're being painted differently by different people, that you get, pardon me, totally different shades of greens and browns running through the thing. But that'd be my only concern. Otherwise, I'm like you. If they drop it for pre-order, pardon me, and we get it for a good price, then I'm probably going to pick it up. I think it's a good one. I think it's nice.
Beautiful.
All right, moving on. Here's Batman again. We've already looked at him, so we won't stay. Oh, another Stormtrooper they announced through the week. A legendary scale Stormtrooper this time. So you can have a, pardon me, half-scale jumbo figure or mini-me version of a Stormtrooper running around your house, Ryan, if you want.
Fair enough.
And at the same time, they announced the legendary scale Darth Vader.
Oh, now that's what we're talking.
So you might have to pick up 2 of these to flank your legendary scale Darth Vader.
Yeah.
To go with it. Each of them, well, I imagine the Stormtroopers will probably run you $2,000 a pop. and probably Vader, because it's Vader, they'll probably charge $3,000 for him. So US dollars, Ryan, probably looking about 10,000 Australian dollars. Good luck with that, sir.
Yeah, fuck a duck sideways. Seriously, that is out my fucking price range, eh? Like, just nah. I could buy a new car for
that. Then. And we'll have a look at Cesar Romero.
Ooh,
this is a little teaser that just popped up today, I think it was. So tweet ahead. They've finally got around to doing their Joker in their Batman 66 line, or Adam West line. And beautiful. Trevor Grove's been doing the head sculpts on them. And that looks pretty good to me. I like it.
Yeah, I'm digging it.
Looks good. That's all there is. There's no other photos or anything so far. So that's all we've got to go on at the moment. But that's a really, really nice line. I love that Tweet Ahead Batman line. It is really, really nice. If I was to get into anything Adam West, this would be the line I'd be going for.
Yeah.
They've done a really good job so far with all those pieces, I feel. Excellent. And, okay, this is something that popped up a couple of weeks ago for Lord of the Rings collectors. Weta Collectibles have done a Eowyn Shield Maiden statue, 6 scale. They've recently had their, I think it's 8th anniversary of their Weta Cave in New Zealand, which is like their shop that they have in Wellington. Pardon me. And this was a piece that they did for the 8th anniversary of the shop there. Again, it'll be at Comic-Con. It's already up for pre-order, $275 US, and it's got a ES of 750. Won't sell out anytime soon. It will sell out, but not anytime soon, as Lord of the Rings is not, obviously doesn't have the heat around it as it once did. From the base to the tip of this flag is 45 centimeters. So it's not a small piece, it's pretty big. Nice piece. I was very close to pre-ordering it through the week.
Yeah.
The photos aren't the best. Obviously, these were taken, I think, on someone's camera phone at the Weta workshop or Weta Cave. But really nice piece, and I love this is, I don't know if you know the films, but it's that iconic moment where she walks out of the hall and she's standing at the top of the steps there, and the flag gets ripped off the post and flies off into the distance, and then you cut to Aragorn riding up to the gates of the fortress, and the flag flutters down at his feet. It's like, and at that moment when she walked out there and the flag ripped off, I think it's talked about in the making of, that wasn't planned for. The flag just ripped off at that moment, just because the wind was so strong up where they built that set. But it became that iconic sort of shot. So, I really like the piece. Got really nice representation to Miranda Otto, the actress. Nice little bit of environmental base, the flag. And you can switch that around if you want to put the flag the other way, as it was blowing in the film. But then her dress and flag wouldn't match because they're obviously be going the wrong way. But and they have done like a Faramir piece as well, Weta, 6 scale like this. It's a really, really nice piece also. But I haven't picked that up either. And if I did get this, I'd have to get that Faramir piece as well. And I don't know, with the way things are in terms of space, for me, it's just... We'll see.
Yeah,
very nice.
At the Supernova, that we had the Weta actual team there at the Supernova. I had a look in there, see what they had. There's some really nice stuff in there. Really, really nice stuff.
they do nice stuff. They don't get obviously the types of accolades that other companies get because of Lord of the Rings doesn't have the heat around it anymore that it once did, and The Hobbit was was only a lukewarm sort of success at best. Which that's just the way things go, isn't it? It'll all come around again. Anyway, moving on. Here's Batman again. This is the other custom piece, grapple gun. Now, wouldn't that make for a nice exclusive? That with that little poster that we saw earlier, that would make a nice exclusive.
Yeah, that would add a little bit more depth to it as a figure, and also tells a bit more of the story of the film. Yeah. It'd be very cool. Yeah. Well, I mean, that'd be a cool idea. Yeah, definitely.
Well, supposedly this is being produced, but it's a custom thing at the moment, so you'd have to try and track it down and get in touch with the people who are doing it, and it'll be probably 6 months after the figure pops up before they can get this done, because they'll have to mold it off obviously the hand that is on the piece, etc., etc. So it'll be a long time before that shows up, if it ever shows up. But people are talking about it already.
Yep.
All right. This is the XM Black Cat portrait, work in progress. Just what they're showing people at the moment. Nothing fancy. Nice enough. We'll see how it turns out. XM Boba Fett. Have you seen this, Ryan?
I have seen some the prototype pics and stuff. Yeah. It's very nice. I think it looks nicer than the Sideshow personally, but that's just me.
I saw it. I saw all these pictures. I like the switch out. The switch outs are really nice with the different arms and the flamethrower. I like that. That's really nice. And the blaster. What I don't like about it, and what a lot of people have been saying, the smoke. Man, that looks like marshmallows or something. It looks like marshmallows coming out of there. I'm sorry.
The other
thing I don't like about it is, for me, Boba Fett is he's like the Clint Eastwood sort of gunslinger character in Star Wars. He's the sort of silent type who he's not an expressive character at all. He's this silent type that is a real badass and when he does something, it's a flash of utter badassery, if you sort of take my meaning. I mean, Clint Eastwood in the Dollars movies, he engages in gunfights, yes, but if you look at the way the films are made, the gunfights are actually very short in those films. Sergio Leone was much more interested in the sort of routine and procedure and the way men went about the whole idea of engaging in the gunfight and what led up to the moment of violence rather than the moment of violence. And I thought, Boba Fett is this very strong, stoic guy who, he's a badass, but you don't see him do a lot of badass things in the film if you think about it. What does he do in Empire Strikes Back? He just really stands around.
That's my favorite Fett. One of the reasons I don't gravitate towards him is he looks cool to me, but as a character, everyone says he's a badass, and I go, well, what's he done he's a badass? And then they'll go, well, in the expanded universe, and I'm like, whoa.
Yes.
Not expanded universe, in the films,
I don't care about any expanded universe. I just watch the films. That's right. But anyway, I prefer the Sideshow for that reason. I like the more stoic, strong, silent type of pose. I don't like this Boba in action kind of thing. It just,
Do you want to know probably why I like this just a little bit more? I just think it's because it's, and I think it's just because it's a different pose. You know what I mean? Like to what sideshows we know we've just been talking about with their poses, they're usually very safe and simple. Where at least with these, to me anyway, I feel like they've gone a bit more ballsy. You know what I mean? Just done something a little bit more unique. It separates itself from the crowd of Boba Fett. Been released.
And that's a big crowd. That's a big crowd.
Yeah. So I think if it wanted to separate itself and have its own voice and its own unique DNA, it's done that. If you know what I mean. Whereas both sideshow pieces, no matter, and it's not I don't dislike any of them. They're nice pieces, but both of them are very static poses, aren't they? You know what I mean? Both of them are very neutral, very static. They're not vastly different from the other, but let's just say you had the original Boba Fett or you had the new Boba Fett from Sideshow, and then you had this as well, and let's say you're a Boba Fett fanboy or something like that, and you're collecting Boba Fett stuff. They're very different from one another. It would warrant buying them, but you know what I mean? It's not just another Boba Fett. This comes across to me is like something you would see in Ralph McQuarrie's art books or something like that, you know. That's what I see with this, because it's stylistic. It's, even the helmet. If you look at the helmet is not accurate to the film 100%. It's a style look. If you look at it, it's a little bit more exaggerated compared to the Sideshow. But some things like that appeal to me, but I totally agree with you. It's down to personal preference and what you like, and what are you going for? Are you going for a stylistic look, or do you want a movie accurate look? And that's what you've got to decide, isn't it, between them, really?
Yes.
But overall,
not a piece that really floated my boat, I've got to say, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are going crazy over it, but I think that, a lot of that, my sort of malaise, if you will, is due to the fact that there are so many Boba Fett pieces out there. Take your pick: scale, size, action, non-action. You can pretty much get them all, and let's just lump this in. Here it is. Here's another one.
Yeah, that's it.
Do something. If they want to do something different, don't do Boba Fett. Do someone we haven't seen yet.
Yeah.
Jar Jar Binks, for example. Do him in quarter scale. Go on XM, I dare you.
I'd like to see it. I mean, I know people don't like them, but wouldn't you, just for a bit of variety, wouldn't you like to see like a Jango Fett premium format or something like that?
Actually, Sideshow just put the photos up for it. We'll show you them at the end. I'll show you what it looks like at the end.
No problem.
You know what I'd like to see that no one's done? I'd like to see a Lando in his Bespin suit.
Yes, that would be good.
His blue suit and his cape. That's what I want to see.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Pimp Billy D. Williams. That's what I would like to see. But no one's done it yet. So anyway, we wait. This is XM's Rhino.
Okay.
Which they've changed it from the initial. This is just a previs thing. Initially, it was a much smaller base. I don't like this. I think the base, way too much base. Again, the idea is okay, but my goodness, it's like, where's Rhino in all this base? I don't like it. Too busy, too much base. And look at this angle. Oh, I don't have it. There's one angle that I had before where they've flipped this around from the other side. If you go look at this from the other side, you actually can't see Rhino. It's just base. All you see is base. That's so.
Yeah, I'm with you there. I'm not feeling it really. Yeah, so it's all okay. I mean, if you're a Rhino fan, I guess it may appeal to you. but it's not like something that screams like, oh, must pre-order, you know.
Yeah. No. Something they did change. We looked at it before, I don't know, weeks ago, was the Spider-Gwen. And it was one where she was on the clock tower, and she looked like she was about to throw herself off the clock tower. Well, they got all the feedback off of that, and the feedback was all negative, or mostly negative, so they've redesigned the whole concept and come up with this instead. So I don't know what she's sitting on, some kind of telecommunications tower, I guess.
Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah.
We have a couple of switch outs like that.
Oh, I dig that. I think that's a bit unique, you know.
Yeah, everyone's been saying this is much better than what they had presented before. So
yeah,
they seem to be, going on the right track, or more along the right track with this one.
Got a bit of it as well, hasn't it? You know, a little bit of. It's like it's not taking itself too serious, is it?
Yes, with the bag down here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not interested in the character, so.
Yeah, neither am I.
I don't really care, quite frankly. It's just interesting that they're willing to go to these lengths to redesign a piece so wholly the way that they have here.
Yeah.
Anyway, and that takes us back to the beginning. Let's let me stop sharing if I can, or can you take me off sharing?
Just about to do that now. There we go.
What I'll do is find these.
Right. Was that taking you off? I can't tell if I've not done it. Oh, there we go. Stop presenting.
There we are.
Okay. There we are. Fixed it.
I'll find these Jango Fett photos for you.
Right, yeah,
I'll have a quick look at Jango Fett and.
I think Jango Fett would suppose like that XM a bit more because because of how he does more. Like Jango Fett does more than Boba Fett.
Yes,
in the film.
Yeah, he's a little bit more active, isn't he? He does a lot more.
In some ways, I like him more. In some ways, I like Boba Fett. It's like I don't mind. He looks cool. I've just never got the buzz around him. You know what I mean? He's not a character particularly. Never really. He's just looks and not much more. You know.
I like. Out of all those bounty hunters, I like the one that was called Dengar. He was the one that had the gigantic rifle, and he's got all those bandages on him.
Yeah, he's pretty cool. And
no lines or anything, but I don't know. I just think the costume and the rifle, like you say, tell a story. You don't know what the story is, but you can see the guy's just been through like hell. He's just been through.
I like IG-8 as well. IG-8. Yes. I like that because I think he's quite cool. He's like, it reminds me of, I don't know why, he's like a stick insect Terminator. There's just something funny about it.
Yeah.
He's like, but it's almost in that way that he looks very cold and ideal for the job. You know what I mean?
Right. Here's a photo of the Jango Fett.
Ooh, very nice.
Yeah, it's sort of very close to the Boba Fett, sort of almost like a bookend piece. Because he's going down the other way. He's on a slanted piece like this as well, but going the other way.
It makes more sense with that though. And the only reason I say
I agree.
You remember, cast your mind back to Attack of the Clones. Remember when they were fighting and the sliding down, like
fighting on Camino on the landing platform. That's exactly what I thought of.
And it makes sense. I think the pose is more action-packed. It looks more like he's doing something because he's got his pistols sort of ready to go. You know, I like it. I actually like that. I really do. What's your thoughts on it, especially comparing it to Boba Fett?
I don't mind it. I can sort of understand why they did it as a sort of bookend piece to the new Boba Fett. but at the same time, I can see it as, it's a little bit lazy in the fact that it's really just a mirror of the Boba Fett. With, again, the arms are a little bit different, obviously, and the costumes are a little bit different, but ostensibly it's the same design from the base all the way up. But again, if you're using sort of bookend pieces that look pretty nice, I think the opposite ends of the collection. But again, that's personal perspective. It's what some people will like that and some people will not.
Yeah, I think this pose suits the character more than what the pose of the Boba Fett suits Boba Fett, if you know what I mean. Like, I think it makes more sense to Jango to have that sort of slant, high up pose, because in the film, a lot of the places where they're fighting, they're in high up locations, especially on Kamino. Whereas Boba Fett, you never really, especially in Empire Strikes Back, which I am assuming the premium for, that's what it's based off. Never seemed like he never did that, did he? You know what I mean? Like, doesn't make
that's right.
He just stood around and was like,
this.
The
closest he comes to is when Luke enters and he turns around the corner and he tries to shoot Luke. That's about the only bit of action that Boba Fett does in The Empire Strikes Back. He doesn't do anything else other than just stand around and utter a few lines. So,
I think that's like those guys. He's like gets hyped from his looks, but if you think about it, he does fuck all in all the movies that he's in, and then whenever he does, he gets taken out by a blinded Han Solo in a way.
That's right.
And gets swallowed by an asshole in the ground. It's just,
yes.
I think it's like one of them that the people like, he had potential, and then you just fucked him up.
Yeah.
Whereas I feel like Jango Fett, even though obviously may have not been their favourites. I mean, I still like Attack of the Clones, but I think for George Lucas, Jango Fett was like that extension on the playing on the fan base of Boba Fett, and thinking, what if I had a Boba Fett character that did more action and had a bit more of a part and showed off that more badass side. And that's pretty much what Jango is. He's kind of like George Lucas. Like, I didn't get to do that in the originals, so here's my badass. Watch him kick some ass and fight Obi-Wan Kenobi, because that's what we all want. I've never. I mean, my brother and my dad, they like Boba Fett, and I'm a Star Wars fan. I like Star Wars. For me, Boba Fett's never done anything for me other than looks, purely looks. That's it.
Yeah, he does look good. He does look good. So,
he's one that you wish. But as far as like villains go for Star Wars, memorable ones for me is like Vader, Sidious. Sidious is a great deal if you think about it, but he does more. And then who else have we got? Just trying to think off the top. Well, Grand Moff Tarkin. I mean, he's in one film, but for me, he's cool because he's the only guy that really has a leash on Vader, which is cool.
Well, yeah, he's really the lead villain in Star Wars, isn't he? Vader plays second fiddle for him.
Yeah, Vader's choking that guy, and he's like, "Stop it, Vader!" You know.
That's right.
And he's like, sorry, like that. But yeah, so he's good, and also he's played by the great Peter Cushing, so you can't go wrong there. But yeah, so those are villains that do more for me. I mean, that's my problem with like films today in a lot of ways, and why sometimes films with the not so kitted out bad guys are sometimes more interesting for me, because it's like Marvel at the moment. A lot of the problems with their villains is they're too busy kitting them out, making them look cool, and then not focusing on the character of them and what makes them tick. Whereas like Loki, cast your mind back to Loki, back even into Thor, the first Thor film. He had charisma. He was smart. He's not muscle. He's not a fighter even in a way, but it's the way he thinks and the way he acts, and the things he does is what makes him a great villain. And I think more so, like Vader looked cool in the original trilogy, but what made him a good villain, especially now, he's probably a better villain now than he was back then in the way that there's a lot of depth to it.
Looks like we're frozen. Ryan, can you hear me? No. Maybe he'll pop back on in a moment. Anyway, just to finish off tonight's chat, I'm just going to mention two things very quickly, not in relation to statues, but film-related things. In the UK, Arrow Films are having their mid-year sale, and that's got another day to run. Arrow, if you're not familiar with them, are basically the Criterion of B movies, though there's a lot of A-list titles in their catalogue as well. Pardon me. So if you are a film collector out there and you are perhaps interested in some B movies and or some A-listed stuff that isn't your typical let's say studio produced work, then you might want to check out the Arrow sale. They always, there'll be something there for everyone. And the other thing, before Ryan comes back on, looks like he'll be back very soon, is Barnes & Nobles in the US are having their 50% off Criterion releases. They do a sale every mid-year and end of year, and their mid-year sale is on, I think, until August. So both of those sales are running at the moment. If you are a film collector, film buff, interested in film, Criterion and Arrow are where it's at the moment. I think Arrow personally are the best producer of media around at the moment. The work they do on film.
Sorry about that, Rob.
Tremendous. Yes, that's okay, Ryan. I was just telling
the
folks at the moment. Yeah, that's just the internet. It's Google Plus, the internet, all these things.
Yeah, so
I was just telling folks that at the moment in the UK, Arrow Films are having their annual sort of mid-year sale at the moment, and Barnes & Nobles in the US are having their 50% off, pardon me, Criterion releases sale that they also do annually. If folks are after anything, then go and check them out, because there's always plenty of good stuff on the Arrow label, and there's always plenty of good stuff on the Criterion label, and that's about as cheap as you're going to get these things at the moment. And the good thing about Arrow is if you go and order through them now, while they're on sale, you get reward points like you do with Sideshow and all these companies, but through the sale, pardon me, Arrow double your points. So you get double your points, and it adds up really quick. And then you can go and get, box sets and things for free. I've already placed 2 orders with Arrow so far. I think that'll do it for me. And next week I'll get some Criterions from the Barnes & Noble sale. So that's my little bit of, I guess, information that diverges from what we usually talk about.
No, I was wanting to ask you because I've just rewatched it after doing it at the cinemas as well. But I don't know if you've seen 10 Cloverfield Lane yet.
No, I haven't seen it yet. Sorry, no. I'll check it out. Again, it'll go on my want list. But
I highly recommend that you take that film because that film,
is it better than the first one? Just tell me that.
Yes, it is better. I enjoyed the first one, and I love this way more. It's a different film, though. You know what I mean?
Yes, I've heard it's totally different.
I don't want to tell you too much because if I tell you too much, I'll give too much away.
Mm.
And the whole idea is you don't know what you're going into.
Yeah.
So if I stay away from any spoiler websites or anything. Don't if anyone's seen it and they go to talk about it, you go nah. You know, because it's all the first viewing is all about the unknown. You know what I mean? Not knowing what's going on and not knowing what's real and not real and that. John Goodman in it is brilliant.
John Goodman's always good. I like him. Yeah, he's always good.
And I forgot her name in it. Who's the main character? Who plays Michelle in it? She's great, and then the other guy that was in it as well is good. There's three. The cast is of three people pretty much. The main stars anyway, and it just tension. It's a masterclass in tension and suspense. It is that, and it's a film as well. Like I said, on my top, you already know what some of my top films are going to be this year. What you know one anyway. Batman. That's going to be in my fucking top 5 easily, and this is one of those films as well. 10 Cloverfield Lane is one of those films. I remember watching it and just going, I've seen a good film. And the worst part about it is it made its money on the box office, but it didn't get a massive amount of attention, not as much as it probably deserved. And if you liked the first Cloverfield film, you'll like this film. And it's a great addition, obviously, under the branch of J.J. Abrams, that's what I'll say.
Yeah.
The Cloverfield name. But like I say, as far as I'm going to tell you, is the Cloverfield name from the first to the second is literally just the name. That's it for now. I'm not going to go into any more of it than that. But it's a very, very good film. It's a close quarters film. It's not a big movie, like it's not a blockbuster. It's going back to your old school sort of. It kind of, a good example in a way, but it's not. It's like one of those films like where not knowing is the worst part. You know what I mean? Like not. You're basically the genius of it is you're put into the situation of this woman and these characters, and you don't know anything any more than they know. There's no backstory. There's no introduction. There's no in the year or the backstory to the character even at the start of the film. It's literally it just throws you straight in, and you learn go along. You learn about these people more and more as the film progresses, and that's brilliant because it keeps the audience on the edge of the seat. And I watched it for the second time, knowing everything that happens in the film now, and it still holds up. It's still the tension is still there, even though you know what's happening. And it's a good film. It's a damn good film, and the director is his first feature-length film, so it's amazing. And what he's done with it, I mean, it's got the JJ sort of touch in there here and there, but it's this guy's film. It's clearly his movie, and it's something very passionate about having made as well or produce. And it is a damn good film. But I enjoyed the first Cloverfield film. I thought it was unique. the found footage sort of thing. I think that was like the last good found footage film for me. After that, all the bullshit paranormal activity bollocks and all that lot, they're just dog shit.
Yes.
But Cloverfield, the first one, I liked it because, again, it was another one of those situations where it put you in the shoes of the people and you didn't know what was going on. You knew about as much as the people.
Yes.
You know, that was the one thing about that film no one can argue with. You knew as much as the people.
That's screenwriting 101. You shouldn't know more than your main character knows. Your audience shouldn't know more than your main character knows. As soon as the audience knows more than the main character does, then the audience is always waiting for the main character to play catch up, so they get to the same point in terms of their knowledge as what the audience is doing. Meanwhile, the audience is sitting there twiddling their thumbs, going, we already know what's going to happen because we know X, Y, and Z, while our protagonist doesn't. And they're floundering around in the dark while the audience is asleep in the dark. Anyway.
Yeah, but definitely worth your time. And it's a unique film. There
was a nice steelbook that Zavvi talking about companies putting out. I'll see if they've still got it up for order. They probably do. They did a nice steelbook of it, so I might pick it up.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh yeah, here it is. Yeah. Oh no, that's for High Rise. Maybe it's sold out already. Might be. Yeah, well, it is on my list to get around to watch it eventually. The first one I'm lukewarm on. I like bits of it, and other bits I don't like. Have you seen the Korean film The Host?
Yes, I have seen The Host. Yes.
What do you think of that?
Quite like that as well. Yeah, it was again a unique film. You know, especially, you know, it's like takes those kids, doesn't it? That creature. I remember that bit. And that they're on the hunt for it and that. But yeah, I like that film. It's been quite a few years since I've watched it, but I did watch it. Having a copy. It was like in Korean, but with subtitles. You know.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they've done an English dubbed release or anything, but I know I did watch the Korean version.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know. I was reminded of.
I always remember like a really
monster movies.
I always remember a really retarded piece of dialogue in it when the older guy says, "I can still smell its farts" or something like that. And I don't know if you remember that, but it was like so bizarre. I'm like, what the fuck? But yeah, I've seen the movie being a kaiju sort of the Japanese stuff that happened in the past. I'm not as megally, like I don't sit and watch the Godzilla films now as much as I used to, but I still appreciate them for what they are. I mean, if you want the best made kaiju films, Gamera films are the way to go. They are the best. They're just better production values. I mean, a lot of the Godzilla stuff reused a lot of the stock footage from previous films. And even at a point in the series, I forgot which one, I think it was the Heisei or show. I keep getting the names mixed up because it's been years. But where the suit actually, you could start to see the rubber and all that hanging off. And there's so many things.
It's a bit like the old Doctor Who, you know, where they just recycle bits and pieces.
Yeah.
And just spray them a different colour and, you know, stick them on the actor again and off they go.
That's it.
Just didn't, they weren't high budget things to begin with, were they?
Yeah, I mean, a good Godzilla film, if you do want to watch one, that's not just over the top stupidity, it's actually quite a well directed and well acted film. 2000.
Oh,
It's a personal favorite,
mhm.
and I have that Presto figure I have is based off the concept design of that Godzilla. The only difference is the snout is different, but if you do watch Godzilla 2000, have you seen it?
No, no. I might have seen it. I can't remember. If I have seen it, I can't remember anything of it. Probably because
It's
I saw that the last Godzilla film, the one directed by what was it? Gareth.
it's better than that.
Oh, what's his
Edwards.
Gareth Jenkins? Is that the guy who directed Gareth Edwards? I can't remember the guy's name. Who's directed Rogue One? I got told. I got recommended, go and see the Here's Godzilla. It's great, blah, 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 blah. And I watched it and I thought, there's 2 hours of my life I'll never get back. So I wasn't very enamored.
I liked the film for what it was. I think if it wanted to keep Godzilla in the dark, it shouldn't have teased him earlier in the film or shown him earlier in the film. I think they should have just still kept him a mystery. But Godzilla 2000, if you ever watched that, is a very good film. Again, it's from the human's point of view again, but it does it so much better than Godzilla 2014. It's well acted.
Yeah.
And here's a funny thing for you is when I was young, I used to watch all the Godzilla films, and my dad would get me to watch it. And my dad's dad, he's passed away now, but back then, all the way back then, he used to go, "Why'd you make him watch these crappy Japanese films?" And he would do that all the time. One time we had him around for the night, and he sat and watched Godzilla 2000 with English dubbed over, obviously, but he sat and watched it, and with the and he saw the actors and stuff. I remember he turned to my dad and goes, "That was a damn good film. That was actually a good movie. Well acted for something in a foreign language, and also the way they did in it in Godzilla, because it's a very much more grounded take on the Godzilla, as far as you can ground Godzilla. But and then the main enemy is Orga. He's like an alien, and it starts off he's like buried in the ocean, and then he's like a rock, and then it turns out the rock starts to slowly come apart, and he's like this frigging disc thing in the sky, and he has so many different transformations which are really bizarre. But it's not like on acid like Final Wars or something like that. It's a more grounded take on Godzilla. And if you're looking for a film with a little bit more action, a little bit more going on, but pretty much with the elements of Gareth Edwards' film, but if you didn't feel Gareth Edwards' film melted together well enough, and you wanted a little bit more of each thing, I think 2000 is probably worth a watch.
I'll put it on my list.
I would definitely consider it. I'm sure you'll find it online and things like that. But
yeah,
I actually have it on DVD somewhere. But it's a cracking film, and the front cover is pretty much Godzilla. He's sort of mostly black on the cover, and then it's got him shooting like fire out of his mouth, basically but it's in orange. It's like orange. But it's not necessarily one that gets the hype off every fan or something like that. But for me personally, it's one that stood out for me as far as if you want a good Japanese Godzilla film, that is you without weeding. It's one of them you could probably sit with your wife that probably would probably usually go, "What the fuck is this?" and would probably still bite a bit more. You know what I mean? It's one that it's a little bit easier to process and less stupid. And that because they're kind of like the main characters are kind of like similar to Storm Chasers, but they're like Godzilla chasers basically. So whenever he has an activity, whenever he's he's out and about there, like tracking him down, you know what I mean, watching his every move, what he's doing. But and there is actually reason behind Godzilla why he's doing what he's doing as well, which is cool. So a lot more. There's a bit more thought put into it. He's not just like smash, and then they just throw another fucking alien in there, so you can watch him have like a fucking brawl. But yeah, if you didn't like the 2014 and you wanted something that was a little bit more realistic like that, but something that probably has a little bit more going on, definitely 2000 would be worth. It was definitely. I mean, it was released in 1999, but by the time it got to the European release, it was 2000, so they changed it to Godzilla 2000, the name. So, yeah, so it was definitely worth your time for sure. If you want to ever.
Yes, I'll put it on the list, and if I get time, I'll check it out.
Definitely, it's awesome. So rightio. So do you want to wrap it up now, then, Rob? For the
night? I think we're going to wrap it up, and it's almost getting to 11 over here. Well, so yes, I'll wrap it up, and
no worries. And like I say, it's been a great chat tonight. I think we've covered some awesome things. I think your pick-up's been.
Yeah, with Comic-Con quickly approaching, there will be plenty more to talk about, I'm sure.
We'll have a Comic-Con special when that comes round. We'll maybe have a two-parter, like we did with Charlie. During and then after one, highlights and things. So if anybody, like I say, just want to watch it, that'll be good. When's Comic-Con again? I'm just trying to think. It's
I think the 20th, I think it is, so it's a bit over a week.
Fair
I think
enough.
the 20th, 21st is when they have their preview night. So not next week, but the week after, Comic-Con should be in full swing.
Also, we'll get something sorted out for that then, I think. I think we'll do something during that, and we'll have a bit of a talk. We'll see if we can get any of the other guys on, maybe Mark, if his time is free and that. So
yes,
it would be all good fun and games. Yeah. So anyway, so thanks again, Rob. For,
no problem.
For anybody who does watch this,
thanks
thank you
for having me.
Great, and no problem. And we will probably chat throughout the week, and we'll
probably again next week.
Yeah, that's it. All good to go. Hopefully you're feeling a bit better by then as well, Rob. As well.
Oh, yeah. God, if I could get rid of this bloody thing. Jesus. Killing me. Be the death of me.
There we go. Rightio then. All
right. So you have a good week, and I'll talk you through the week, and then we'll do it all again next week. See you later.
Rightio. Hello. See you. Have a good one, mate.
You too. Bye.
Bye.